I want to do some very vital exploration. Elliot Rodger is my subject. The manifesto of Elliot Rodger, Day of Retribution. Here's this Elliot Rodger, this kid who couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag. He can't hurt a flea. He has no power. He has no access. He has a very well-to-do, beautiful family. And he is, in point of fact, out of necessity, the magnificent gentleman. He has no other recourse. He's trying to prestige his way into getting the things he wants, socially, sexually, the confirmation, the acceptance. The same comparative to the brute, obnoxious jock in Isla Vista, or Isla Vista is just a symbol for everywhere. This muscular, tall, virile presenting stud. And there come Elliot Rodger, small, microphallus, powerless physically, no brute strength, no conditioning, only one claim: I am a magnificent, perfect gentleman. I should, by right, by entitlement, because of this, be able to supersede my tall, brute, aggressive, obnoxious jock competition. It isn't fair. Looking at it from Elliot's perspective, I'm putting myself in the mind of Elliot after having read the manifesto 10 times and given it a lot of thought. Now, Peter Rodger got it right when he said Elliot, his son, made a mistake. He thought the women should come to him, the tall blondes, and they don't come to anybody. Well, here Peter Rodger's wrong. They do come to your jock, your brute, obnoxious, virile presenting physically, aggressive, loud, brash, physical, presenting jock who knows how to make the right moves by body language, by personality, by appearance to chat him up. And Elliot expected the gods, this is the big mistake, and this is my point, to intervene on his behalf and to right the horrible injustice here, which is no injustice at all. It's just the brute, hard, carnal world of encounter and confrontation in the arena, winner take all. And when I say winner, I mean any way you can do it. When you come to the dance hall, for example, it's each man for himself. Nobody is or can be his brother's keeper. We're all looking to survive in there one way or another in a world of a terrible imbalance that favors women. 6 to 4, the best deal you're going to get. You can run, but you can't hide from this reality. You can go to your swinging parties, quote unquote, and the same bullshit goes on there. You're fooled. You're fooled by the illusion of good marketing. You're fooled by delusions of grandeur. You're fooled by, again, the perfectly pitched Charles Atlas presentation. Give me your miserable, your weak, your pukey, your puny, your horrible body. No presence, no personality, no power to gain access and to compete and survive and sustain that competition under unfair, necessarily unfair competition. Why do I say unfair? Because of genetic differences, because of conditioning, because of training. These are all inequities that come into the arena. And they're all the variables that determine who wins and who loses. Fairness has nothing to do with it. Entitlements have nothing to do with it. And Elliot was a lamb out there with wolves. That's what we're talking about here. And then come to find out, the man is microphallus on top of that. Wow. And we didn't know this to begin with? Now comes Charles Atlas to a man like this. Son, put yourself in my hands. Put your miserable, puny body, your weakness, your intimidatability, your fear, your hesitation, your passivity, put it in my hands. And for just 3 months, in 3 months, I promise you, this is my pledge to you, I'll turn that miserable wreck of a man into one of my he-men that I can be proud of. I'll put TNT into your fist. Nobody will be able to stand up against you. Just your sheer presence will demand respect and demand access. He'll clear a path for you, son. I'll turn your forearms into mighty tree trunks. I'll turn your grip into power. I'll give you incredible core strength and brute strength. I'll coconut your delts. I'll football, powerful, hard football your biceps. I'll iron horseshoe your triceps. I'll tiger diesel your lats, make them huge, make them powerful. That's your back, make your back thick and just a massive muscle. I'll take that lousy, puny, horrible chest, those pecs of yours, and I'll armor plate them. I'll take that fat on your abs and I'll cut it down. I'll turn it into a powerful washboards. I'll turn your thighs, your quads into huge marble columns of power. I'll bulge out your calves. I'll turn you into a He-Man son one way or another. And when you go out there, you won't be afraid of anything. This is the delusions of grandeur Elliot Rodger tried to accomplish in fantasy. What happens when he gets broken, when he gets rejected, when he sees the brute, powerful jock talking up all the blondes, all the tall blondes that he desires, socially and sexually. And of course, we know they'll bust him, they'll never accept him. And it's understandable. But Elliot cannot live with that horror. He goes up to his room, his little room, throws a tantrum and cries. It's called jigging and crying. Translation, masturbating and crying. And he works himself up into a frenzy. And he needs revenge. Now he's talked himself into a need, a thirst, a hunger, a drive, a compulsion, an obsession to gain revenge in the day of retribution. It's the only power he has. It's the only chance he has to level a terrifically inhospitable reality right in front of him. He can't overcome it. Because, like I told you, when you go out, I'm a short, small man myself. When he gets out, I'm talking about myself now, on the In Cahoots. That's a country bar. I got out on the dance floor with all those cowboys and cowgirls and all that bullshit. And we're not talking about beautiful people. We're not talking about the beautiful people. Just the height is the only issue I'm talking here. And I felt the loneliest feeling I've ever felt in my life out on that dance floor. And the only thing that would have remedied that would be, and I keep repeating it, if I had had the sense and the will and the courage to get myself into tremendous shape. I'm talking core strength. I'm talking brute strength. I'm talking get those abs done. There's nothing worse. And I'm the one to know about it than a big, fat gut belly on a short man. He can't cover it up. That big old gut belly. And I knew I was through. I knew I was finished when I got out there. In a situation like that, retreat. In a situation like Elliot Rodger was in, get the hell out of Isla Vista. You know, business being there with those jocks and the tall blondes. Get the hell out of there. That's the only advice. You and I have to be ready, prepared thoroughly for the competition in the arena of encounter and confrontation with consequences, heavy, terrible consequences for losing. No remedy, no consolation. If there is a consolation, it rightly belongs to the winner. The winner in this case, of course, is the tall, obnoxious brute jock. And then what does Rogers do, Elliot Rodger? He thinks he can overcome that by being a magnificent gentleman, by wearing his fancy Hugo Boss shirt, his Neiman Marcus trowel, and his fancy Gucci glasses, with a beautiful custom haircut. Diddy bopping into the campus in Isla Vista in a BMW, bragging and talking about how prominent, what a great, terrific family the lad comes from, which is true compared to the brute, horrible, obnoxious jock in a t-shirt and a skateboard. Where's the equality in this? Where's the justice in a thing like this? Where is the universe to intervene on my behalf, says Elliot Rodger? Where are the gods to come in and deliver to me the victory, because I am a magnificent gentleman and I deserve it? And the universe says to a man like that, bullshit. You're getting what you deserve. And furthermore, the universe tells the man, you have only one chance. Win the lotto.